What's that? Do, 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 do. I do be. I'm meant to be, I'm already like... I had another Hydra task, and it was like 175 or something, so I'm already 100 done, like into another task. So my ass is like... nearly 900 KC here now. It's not going very well. Where are we? Just get the drop? I fucking wish. It would be very nice. I very much would like to, I would like to be done. But it's not gonna happen anytime soon. I'm going dry on hemp seeds right now. Of all the things to go dry on. Like, genuinely, of all the things to go dry on, that's probably one of the most annoying ones, because you do just straight up need them to make, like, actual good progress later on. Let's just go in and kill this thing. You know what, that's a hard reset. I just want hemp now, so I can do some trials. Yeah, that's fair. Having, like, a good sale and, like, just, like, good bits is, like, incredibly, just honestly really handy. It speeds stuff up so much, it just... the feel in the speed, like, difference, too, is quite a lot. Stream. I should probably be able to finish like 70 kills tonight, though, to be fair. It's not actually that many. And then we get closer. It's so festy. I've already done like 100 KC of, like, I've done like 100 and... yesterday, I think it was? I did like 130 Hydra or something. Like, I'm already over 100 KC into this task, like, almost, so... I very much am, just here. Is this the number one Fox? It is. And I'm just killing it constantly. I had, like, 2 Slayer tasks from Morty between my last one and this one. And it was, like, Crawling Hands and then Pyrofiends. And then he was like, hey, do you want to do like another 175 Hydra? And the loot has been honestly pretty good. Like, well, between all the proud, like, that I've been gradually getting from these tasks too, it's actually pretty good. Like, I'm pretty much like a third of the way through 90 to 91's prayer already. So that's... I've got like 1,000 dragon bones in my bag now, I think it is. 990 dragon bones. Which is like, what? If I were to dump them at the, if I were to, like, do runs to the Wildy Altar, it's like 500k... 500k per XP? I wonder if I did... Let me just do the Enrage on this one, and then I'll see how much that is actually with Bone Shards. Because Bone Shards feel like they could be kind of chill to do. Unless I finish it in this kill, in which case, if I get the Lance, I may just, like, skip the rest of this task and say fuck it, and then just go do Rex, Araxor skipping for tasks. But that's not gonna happen. That's not allowed to happen, so... See? Let's grab a tater. Let's see how much it would be if I used them for bone shards. For Sunfire Wines. 350k XP just doing the bone shards instead. That's like 150k less than the Wildy. It's not even that bad. And I don't have to, like, risk the possibility of, like, losing, like, a full inventory of bones randomly. That, and I could just do Colosseum for splinters. Did shots for your debones? Yeah. Yeah. I'll probably end up just, like, doing, like, 1 to 5 or, like, 1 to 6 for Colosseum. Just to, like, get more practice in there. Even though it's probably not 100% worth doing that, but I kind of want to get more practice in there at some point. You could, but you won't. Well, the thing is, Festy, I already started doing, like, some collar runs and collar practicing. So I think my PB is, like, 11 or 12,000 glory right now. I think, was it wave, like, 7 or wave 8 that I got to? It's surprisingly fun content. Tiwi gave me, like, a bunch of tips and a bunch of, like, early guidance for, like, dealing with, like, the Fremenix and, like, where to go, where to stand, like, how to deal with certain stacks and whatever, and it honestly helped a bunch. But yeah, I forget, what was my PB at Colosseum? Doesn't show on here. Sweet. I'll just eat one of those. What is it on here, though? Oh, 10,000 glory. Oh, nearly 11k. Yeah, it's actually, like, genuinely just actually fun to do. I wasn't expecting it to be, like, as... I thought it would have been more annoying, more than anything, but it actually wasn't bad. And that's what I get for looking away. Let's go. I have to waste all my specs on blowpipe. Let's go. I mean, hey, either way, if I end up just doing Colosseum and just start getting even more cozy there and end up being able to sort of solve waves up until Sol, that'd be kind of fun. Not going to be something I'd actively go for, because obviously we can't store the quiver until we max, but it'd still be a fun thing to get. Just max? I mean, hey, I could. I passed Tiwi again. So, like, the race to max between me and Tiwi is still on. She's locked in Dogish Khan making, like, what is it? Something like 150 or something hours of light orbs at the moment. So... I'm, like, I think a good bit behind her right now. Purely based on a couple of skills. And I don't really know how much time I'm gonna have for stuff with work. It'd be kind of fun, but I don't think AFKing is gonna be much on the table for a while. If, like, at all, really, but... if it is, it'll end up being something chill that I can do, so... let's just use you, just pick up whatever goes in first. I will say it's going to be nice to get this finished at some point soon. It'll be nice to upgrade the Hasta too. I'm very much looking forward to just getting rid of stuff. As soon as I finish Slayer, it's a case of I can finally clear out all the herbs from my bag too. It's right now, I have like pretty much every herb needed for a superset. I have Torstalls, Snapdragons, a little bit of everything, Renars, because this thing just gives everything, so I just decided to start keeping it all. Probably shouldn't keep everything, but the Toastals aren't even going to become super combats. They're probably just going to mostly become extended anti-venoms for Araxor, which kind of hurts. But hey, either way, you're pretty much finished now, right, Major? Like, you're actually almost finished maxing? To just Slayer, Prayer, and cooking or something for you, and fishing? Slayer, Prayer, cooking, fishing, 14 levels. Oh, that is not going to take you long at all, then. It's gonna be very strange. I feel like you having a max cape is kind of like Fear having a max cape. It just feels, like, wrong. What the fuck, so you hate me? No, not at all. It just feels a little peculiar. Speaking of peculiar, there's the funny runaround because I fucked up. You're not wrong though, yeah. It feels incredibly strange, like... I think the strangest point in time is gonna be when Tiwi, Bucket, you, me, B11, like all are like maxed finally, and it'll be one of those very sort of like peculiar sort of things. You're aiming for end of September at this point? That's very doable, I think, for you. End of September, so what? Basically like 6 weeks? Isn't even that bad, really? Six weeks for some AFKing, some Slayer, AFKing pest control in your downtime for prayer or something if you want to do that when you're not doing, like, active stuff. Like, that is gonna... How much prayer XP do you actually need, though? I'm gonna aim for, like, 4 to 5 hours a day at night, so that should be... Yeah. If you're able to get on top of just, like... Just doing sort of, like, a consistent amount of, like, hours and stuff for things, you'll get through it quick. .1 prayer, 2.1 Slayer. I mean, honestly, are you considering... Have you, like, even considered, like, more Hydra or anything? Because... just pulling, like, some random Hydra tasks, just, like, dump out XP. Like, it's not that bad. It's kinda ass, but... yeah, at this point, it's just a log in and do anything, and I'll be maxed. Yeah. Demons and Hydra, yeah. Do you have 2 synapses already? Or is it only the one? Like, do you only have one for your Emberlight? Because going for a second synapse would be, like, kind of a neat way to, like, grab a little bit, too. I have 4 synapses. Okay. I'll just shut the fuck up then. No Claw 1200 KC. We'll just send you to, like, chambers, and now with the changes and stuff especially, hopefully not get you a bunch of, like, Dexes and Arcanes and just pull you D-Claws instead. You getting a Kiston? Okay, yeah, that kind of fucks. That's fair. Kiston's one of those where I just kind of really fucking want one. Because it just looks sick. I don't even care if it's, like, gonna be, like, really good at the new raid, or if it's gonna be, like, remotely useful there or whatever. It's probably gonna be because of it being a crush raid. But it just looks like a good weapon. Between that and, like, going for Inquisitors at some point in the future, kinda just want it. It just looks... Inquisitors is, like, genuinely one of my favorite looking sets. It's sick. Yeah. Like, there's so many, like, good sets and good, like, just, like, even just, like, based on them just looking like good items. Like, I don't care if some stuff's, like, insanely good at places. Like, I'm gonna keep the Hallowfell for AFKing stuff like Dagonoths, I think. And I might just... being, like, realistic. I'm not gonna get, like... I'm not gonna be doing Doom probably until I'm maxed. And that's like a little bit away still. Probably like I would have gotten a Haliful if I didn't own a Vibo. Yeah. Like, I still need to get, like, 4 more defense levels. Granted, a Rexor with, Hasta, it just, everything being shared on it, it's kind of chill, and you just get a bunch of XP from it. Especially with a Rexor giving, like, 67.5% bonus XP when you kill it. Let's quickly rip a pack. Baboon! But yeah, the defense XP and stuff, it's not going to be something I'm going to be very worried about, I think. Like, if I get a burst task, I'm just going to burst stuff, and 3 levels is, what, 3, 4 levels? It won't take long to, like, catch up on. Oh, that's enough per hit. A humble 7. Holy shit. Oh, you son of a bitch. Yeah, I've not had a single single ring piece from this task so far, so I'm just kind of expecting to just not get any. Which I'm fine with. Like, if the ring's just something that I end up just being like whenever I do max and just start clogging, if it's a case of just getting that then that's fine. Like, I don't care. What I do care about, though, is click's not going through. There we go. Don't hit me. This might not be a stay. Let's see if we got lucky on hits. I'm very tempted to go just for the sake of, like, the Venator bow kind of just seems like a really fun thing to have too, though. Like, all my stuff in my bag is just based on, is it fun to own? It doesn't really matter if I'm going to get, like, a crazy amount of use out of it. If it's just fun to have, then that's kind of just, like, all I kind of really care about with it. Oh, that's a leave. But yeah, I'll probably stream for like 2, maybe 3 hours tonight. Get like a little nice chunk of the way through this task, and then we'll just see where we end up. I'd like to get probably like a good way through this, just so I can honestly, so I can just kind of just like get rid of all my gear and just like maybe set up for like some form of AFKing. What do we have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, hey, I have no excuse not to do construction now, though. Like, at all. Straight up, I'm gonna have like 40 plus mil when I'm finished with Hydra. That'll be... I genuinely feel like the day I get 99 construction is going to be the day where it's like... It'll be like when I finally got Wrath runes. Well, I spent way too long being like, oh, it doesn't matter, like, I don't care, they're not gonna be, like, that game-changing, they're not gonna be this, they're not gonna be that, like, I'm fine without them. And then getting them and being like, huh, these are pretty damn good. It's only happened, like, every single time I've put something up on this account. So... Oh my god, is that free prayer XP? Oh, never mind. Oh. I will say, the herbs I've been getting from this, like the 335 dwarf weeds, I'm kind of unsure where I'm gonna pull all of my Zami wines from. I know KQ does drop some, so I may do a little bit of KQ still, like, if I get any tasks, purely for the sake of, gradually working towards getting the head. Like, I'm pretty much nearly halfway to drop rate for the pity. Pity head's 256 if I remember rightly. So it would be kind of nice to get that, but it'd be nice to get it before then, but if I don't, another like 130 KC is not going to kill me, and it'll give me Zami wines and more potato cactus that I need, so... Phase, you big idiot. Oh, that was a little earlier than I was expecting. But yeah, I don't know. After this, I think, is Mortimer still pretty good for Iraq site tasks? I've not actually looked at his, like, slay list for, like, his weightings. Like, if he's good for Iraq sites, I might just continue just doing Morty until... Honestly, he just either gives me, like, garbage tasks, or just... I just get bored. If I can hit some big numbers, this might be a new PB. Maybe not. Never mind. Too many baby numbers. Yeah, not even close. What does the forecast say? It has been insanely humid today, to the point of it's just like incredibly uncomfortable now. But all of the forecasts are saying that we should actually finally get some rain soon. But every time it's like, hey, there's rain coming, it gets moved back a day. So it's like, It said we were meant to get rain today finally, but now it's Monday evening and Monday night, and then after that there's nothing until like Thursday and Friday again. And I kind of like us to like the weather to like cool down a little bit, so we're not actually just fucking having trains come off the tracks because it's just too fucking hot. Oh, you son of a bitch, I'm just gonna stand here, fuck it. At least I can kinda convince myself to, or at least I have, it's not that I can kinda convince myself, I have convinced myself that I'm still working towards maxing because I'm training Slayer and Prayer now. But it's kinda shitty. So I'm getting very, very low rates for just everything. Not that I've, like, ever really cared about them, but... it at least sort of feels like I'm working towards maxing still while getting some, like, nice little, like, gear upgrades along the way. Ooh, speaking of prayer though, we will take that. I'll just eat that to heal up. Is it this week or next week that we... let me get set up for this one. What did Miu tag me with? Loot from Pityhead KQ, 1400. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be kinda nice. I will happily take like 1500 Zami wines from KQ, going Pity. Hey, I've never made it past mid-game on an iron before. How insane will the goal of an untrimmed Slayer cape on one be? Not too crazy, honestly. You can get away with a lot if you were to do things like use cannon for like a lot of Slayer and sort of try and make the most out of only specific styles. The hardest one's definitely going to be keeping your hit points low. I think there is a UIM that does have an untrimmed Slayer cape, I think? Is it Tranquil? But, it will just take a lot of planning. So it's definitely doable. Just a lot of work, a lot of thinking and planning. I kind of regret not having, like, untrimmed, like, cape on here. Like, I can't remember what my first 99 was. It might have been one of my combats. I don't know if it was ranged or not. It might have been, with it being, like, nearly 40 mil. I'm just now hitting 60s and 70s with a lot of unlocks. Need to efficiency to do it. Yeah. I think I'm spending a ton of time in the wildy. Yeah, that's fair too. You can get away with like, if you can get away with cannoning a lot of stuff, for like just a hell of a lot of Slayer tasks, you can probably get away with. Oh, that wasn't the right prayer. I'm waiting for another venom attack. There it is. Usually do it. Planning on spending a ton of time in the wildy. Yeah, like, I forget, is it... Do one of the wilderness bosses drop, like, a bunch of cannonballs, too? I don't remember which one it was, or if that was the old wilderness bosses or not. I don't want to look now, but I daren't tab out. Dear me. But what, like, I think I'm getting, like... Oh, shit. I'm getting a good amount of XP, like Slayer XP per task too, so like maybe like 2 more decently lengthy Hydra tasks, and then I'll be 98 Slayer. Hopefully I can finish the Nally in the time it takes me to get to 99, if I get the Claw in that time too. A lot of them do. 1 in 30 drops. Yeah, that's pretty damn good then. There's definitely plenty of ways you can get, like, a good amount of steel bars, too, if you wanted to, like, actively source them. Please hurry up and go into your in range. There we go. Very much got better at maintaining, like, actually, like, decently long trips here now, too. With, like, bringing, like, a couple of prayer pots and some potatoes. Getting used to sort of staying on top of the stupid prayer is like, well, not prayer, but my health if I get poisoned. All my specs end up just going into my blowpipe instead. Ooh, magic seeds. I'll take those. Just about to hit 60 crafting. I'm going to send Worm's Crag to 75 for slayering. Last big holdout. Ooh, that'll be kind of fun. The golem crafting's actually, like, incredibly chill, too. It's surprisingly not awful. It's a really nice sort of... If you can get around, if you have fairy rings in your POH and you have the runes to, like, get to your house and stuff, using the falconry hunter, you can pay like 500 KGP to permanently unlock access to the bird there. And then it's actually pretty good XP per hour, just not using the goats, but using dark and dashing kebbits. I think it's like 150 or 160k, like, hunter XP per hour, but... I know in your case, the XP per hour, it's like, kinda like the lowest, the better in a way, kinda, but... I will say I'm probably going to end up doing the golem crafting myself for 99 crafting. I think I only need, last time I checked, I need to make like 20,000 golems or something. from 94 to 99. Which sounds like a lot of downtime to do, but it definitely sounds better to do that than glass blowing, I will say. Hey Hydra, can you drop me some super restores? Maybe? I have no prayer left. Some super restores would be nice. Nope. I guess that's the end of the trip. Let's get rid of these, and let's go. I think I have some 20k? Yeah, because I think it's something like 1,000 XP or something, or like 1,270 XP per golem or something, total XP. What was it actually? Let's double check the wiki. Golem crafting. Oh, so yeah, so it's 2720 XP. And I need... How much XP for 90? Like 4.1 mil XP? So 4.1 mil divided that by 2720... Oh no, I'm just incredibly stupid. I was thinking of something else. I need to make 1,500 golems. Where did I pull 20,000 from? What was that in reference to? Yeah, that's a little bit... 1,500 and 20,000 is a little bit different. 1,500 versus 20k, not much. Yeah, only probably like a couple hundred extra hours of golem crafting. I mean, hey, 20,000 golems would probably be enough to get me to 99 frickin' mining, to be fair. 1, 2, 3. $99 versus 200 mil. Okay, but actually, let's see, actually. So it's 2720 XP per golem. If I were to make 20,000 of them, it's just 54.4 mil crafting XP. That's not that bad. Ooh, do I have any trees that need? Oh, apparently I do. Sweet. I'm gonna go make these saplings, and then I'll go get rid of my... I guess I'll get rid of the yew trees. Because I don't need to chop those, I can just pay to get them removed. There's the one of them. You know what would be nice? I feel like a spory seed would be kind of nice from one of these trees that I check. What else do we have? We have Auburn Vale, Gnome Stronghold, Lumbridge. Let's go Lumbridge. Let's check all these guys. We're actually closing in on 99 farming too, which will be my, like, I say budget construction cape. Ayo, Ferox Fox. It'll definitely be my, like, budget A, that easy. We got the Cactus Conundrum Seed, let's go. 99 farming will just straight up just be my budget construction cape until I kind of bother to get around to doing 99 construction. I think the concave is already budget friendly. It is! Doesn't mean I'm gonna do it. As much as it, like, bugs, like, everyone that sees it. Auburn Valley. But I mean, hey, 99 farming will be nice to get knocked out too. That'd be like, what, how many 99s then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Like 8? My 8th 99? 9th 99? I need to catch up with Kiwi for her 99s, to be fair, but let's plant these actually. Having a shot at another, I say another, but just maybe, please, give me a, give me a bottomless bucket. I'm not even that dry there, but 60, this'll be like KC number 64 when I go and kill it, and I wouldn't mind being done with it. And just being able to just ignore Hespori seeds for the, like, going forward, but... lovely cold water. I don't know why I'm checking the rest of these, because I really do not want to get a second seed, because that will just straight up just grief me. Anyway, bucket. As soon as I have a farming cape, I can annoy even more people. Because I use it as a construction cape instead of getting the construction cape. Doesn't mean I'd be able to get rid of the dust runes out of my inventory though, which will be very nice actually. I don't know what I'd replace them with. Don't get me twisted, old buddy, old pal. I'm not annoyed. Oh, I know. I wasn't referring to you as being one of the annoyed people. I am the annoyance. I will say it's very funny to me that, so many people have started their accounts after me. Have, like, already got, like, 99 construction, because they're like, I'm gonna go get it because it's really important. Let's pound her Spory for a little bit. I'm still adamant that the Burning Claws, like, just straight up just, like, feel like ass now because of it being, like, 2 specs only for, like, 100%. And having to wait for the third one. Like, 90% of my playstyle is, like, 100% just vibe-based, so... no longer being able to just dump 3 specs just feels kind of meh. Even though it's, like, not that big of a difference, and with Lightbearer it charges super quick and whatever, but... Hey, bucket. Can I get a bucket? Is it time? Do we, We do not. Mahogany seeds are pretty damn nice, though. 3 of them, too. What were they? What do I have here? Dead Isosaur. We'll just plant another Isosaur. Right, let's 1, 2, 3. Let's grab these back again. Let's go plant these guys. Seed Goggler, AO. What was I doing? I need to go to Fossil Island. Let's go get these stupid trees planted. Make a... Like they're what, like 15k each? It's just like 45k for these 3 seeds. It's a nice amount for what I have left. These stupid trees taking like 3 minutes to respawn or whatever it is. No XP waste, come here. So what are your thoughts on Bronzeman mode? If people have fun with it, they have fun with it. Personally, I don't understand why it needs to be an official game mode. Especially the, I'm very pleased that they removed the idea of adding the unbound version basically immediately. Because it's just not even a mode to like... Yeah. I get that the original like idea of it was like, oh, I PK for my gear and like I have to PK for unlocks, but people will just PK themselves and get a bunch of gear. And even then, Bronzeman's, like, I don't know. From the point of view of, like, an iron and stuff, it feels kind of funky. Purely based on... If you wanted to get things like Burrows early, and unlock things like Sour Brews, Super Restores, you would just go to the Forthos dungeon in Hesidius, and open the grubby chest until you get Brews and Restores. And then if you want Super Combats unlocked pretty early, you can just go do the Mad Angel. Like, with a very, like, budget-friendly gear setup with, like, a Dragon Mace. Like, I get the idea of it, like, being somewhat appealing to other people, but for me personally, it doesn't feel like it'll be... It doesn't even feel like it'd, like, scratch, like, an itch that, like... This... Like, pulling, like, stupid packs. Like, that in of itself seems like it's, like, more entertaining to do than... the Bronzeman itself, but I don't know. Just seems like a cool temporary game mode, but committing to maintaining that seems oof. Well, that's the thing, too. It's like... If you play a Bronzeman for long enough, you're basically just a main. So you're kind of like, not even... It's not even really an Iron Man style mode at all, because you don't have to get, like... You don't have to get 90 Herblore to make a super combat, you just have to get 60 Sailing and go beat a boss, or like... and then you can just buy them. So, funny one, I wasn't aware that bronze men could just use the Grand Exchange. So I'd never really paid much attention to the mode before. So when I was talking to my wife about it, and she was like, oh yeah, they can just buy stuff, I was kind of like, what? So it's like, that completely like set my brain on the path of this kind of feels like it's gonna be another one of those fresh start sort of style accounts where it's kind of popular for a little bit and then it'll peter off a lot and we'll end up with one dedicated world or something for them all. Like per region. It would have been nice if we got something else. Like, if we had a hardcore main, that'd have probably been more fun for people. Like, true hardcore, like, UIM would have been interesting. Like, if you die, you just lose everything. But even then, that being said, it's just another, like, spin-off of a UIM, which we don't really need. There's so many more, like... so many more different things they could have done for a temporary mode. Or like a new restricted mode, and they just kind of feels like they gave us... the fact that they put trading card, like, locked accounts on there. No Monkey's idea of a hardcore main with its own cluster of worlds would be so fun. So what would that be? I'm gonna be real, I don't really watch much old school content. Would it just be like having them locked to specific worlds, sort of like how Leagues works, or like temporary modes work? Or like the speedrunning, where you can only play it on those set worlds? Like, you give the hardcore mains their own economy of... So kind of Deadman style, in the sense of they just have access to only items within their sort of worlds and their sort of mode of the whole. That'd be kind of fun, actually. So that all the prices are hardcore based and mains don't interact. Yeah, that'd be kind of neat. I feel like they could have probably put a bit more time and a bit more thought and like pulled it a little bit more, maybe, before like pulling the trigger on an account. I still can't get over how the bronze man armor looks. It's like brown and blue. If it stays brown and blue, I will be very surprised because it is incredibly ugly and just mismatched. It's kind of a shame because it kind of seems like they... I don't know. I don't want to say it feels like they miss the colors a lot on a lot of stuff, because they don't. They normally do pretty good with stuff. I'm not even using the right weapon. The heck? And I'm not even potted. What the fuck? Actually throwing. There we go. Having a separate economy for something like that kind of account would be kind of fun, though. Hello, Tiwi. I will, I'm saving all my range pots for Doom and other content. I'm saving especially these 335 Dwarf Weeds. They say it'll take no dev time, but I really enjoy all the new stuff being added and distraction from that. Yeah, that's fair too. I'm still very sad that it took like 9 months for us to get Red Reef, and it was meant to be this big reveal about like the big red sails and like this boat that was like supposedly like super ominous, and then it just ends, and we don't really ever get any sort of further information on that. Like I just won't do this quest until the next one comes out, because I don't want to do a quest that doesn't have an ending. Oh, that was a bad move. And I'm talking shit and I'm getting hit, so... Never mind. Awarded. Let's go, Sharks. I'm surprised the card one didn't get more votes. I kind of understand why it didn't, because as silly as people are when it comes to, like, talking about stuff, when it comes to actually voting for content, I feel like people are a little bit more... Collectively, we're a bunch of idiots, but, like, when it comes to, like, individuals, it feels like we're a lot more reasonable. Anyway, I'm in bed trying to fall asleep and saw you alive. Wishing you massive luck with the drops. Thank you, Tiwi. And good night. I'll be sure to, like, send, like, 1,000 messages to you if I, if I pull anything. If I get another leather before I get the claw, holy shit, I'm going to crash the fuck out. Never even occurred to me that I could end up with, like, a 4th Hydra leather before getting the claw until, like, yesterday. Kind of kicking myself in the nuts doing Untrimmed Slayer because it's been so fun to live at Brutus, Scurious, Obol, Brifighter, and all the new early in-game content. Yeah, that's fair, honestly. I do enjoy that, like, stuff like that does put you on, like, a funny path for, like, kind of very unique routes for content. I'm very much of one of just, like, if you want to plan, like, a very funky, like, fuck-ass route to, like, get somewhere, just do it. Like, if you have fun with that, like, that's the kind of stuff that, like, is good to do and, like, fun to do. But it's also the kind of stuff that we don't need as, like, a temporary game mode. Like, they very much could have added a combat only, like an 808. But I feel like with them already having people that are well established, like Inquisitor and stuff, who are like late game UIM 808s and people like that, then introducing an official mode would kind of be a little bit of a kick in the nuts for people that are already progressed in those account styles. Oh wait, no, I misunderstood your message. You're kicking yourself in the nuts because it would have been fun to spend time at those places early on. That's fair, actually, yeah. What has your early game content been? Has it just been, like, actually just the same stuff, like, over and over and over again, just sort of Slayer tasks only, just doing, like, the most asinine tasks, like crawling hand tasks and, like, feral vampires and stuff? I had a feeling it was going to be like Mazshna. So yeah, it's just like getting just like a bunch of like dumbass vampire tasks, like juvenile vampires and stuff. Whoops. You know, I can just stay here and just poke him. I got my zombie axe when I was attacked. My attacking hit points were like at 51. I'm slowly earning my way to using it. Okay, that's kind of fun though. It's always very funny when you get like a drop that is like incredibly out of your league at that point. So you just kind of like... When I got my Fang, I don't think I had the level to use it immediately. No, did I? No, it was leagues when that happened. It was, I think... I can't remember which league. It wasn't the most recent one, it was the one before that. And I remember getting my Fang and needing to go and train to be able to equip it. And the idea of having, like, a really good weapon, but just being just completely unable to use it is just very funny. There was some underwhelming... Oh, where are we? Free magic, there we go. There were some underwhelming specs. Ooh. More Durkin bones. Nice. I'm kind of wondering if I should have picked up the grimy Avantoes while doing this. Just for the sake of being able to just sort of keep them in the bag for... I'm not going to make staminas with them, but having them for later on for, not for mixology, like, explicitly, but... You know what, no. It would have been, like, explicitly for mixology if I were to keep them. What's the clog plugin for the rank up? It's High Score Notifier. Oh. High score notifications. And you can set it for like specific high scores and stuff, and it'll... I need to mess with the intervals that it shows for me, because it shows it a little too frequently. No problem. It's fun when you start getting to like the later stuff though, because you start recognizing a bunch of names and stuff from like the community, which is kind of fun. Like, I've passed a bunch of names for people here now that I recognize, which is very funny to get, like, little screenshots and just, like, send them to people and be like, hey, guess what? Sit. Which is also kind of like a kick in the nuts, because it means that they probably finished Hydra at the KC I passed them at. So, it's like, hey, guess what? I'm going more dry than you. Which is also shit. Switch, there we go. Salvaging is with Hylk is kind of nice. It's like super low maintenance ham storerooms. That's fair, actually. I didn't realize that alking salvage was like actually a way to make some money. I know that like I heard people mention it in the past, but I didn't think it was good. I think it was Floomy who recently was doing salvaging and alking it. And I was just kind of like, why are you alking? And it's just actually good money. You're gonna Venom. There it is. Hydra Claw, please? Nope. we getting any more music, or are we just giving up? Let's go Regal Rump. You know what? I think we're gonna go back to Alchemical Attack. 53 salvage, gives all the basic rings. It's actually pretty good cash for a fresh Iron Man. That's actually kind of smart if you have access to Alks that early. I guess now too, being able to get things like the Rune Pouch from Mage Training Arena too. Doing things like early Guardians of the Rift into things like sailing for making GP and stuff too. Like Guardians of the Rift early on in Iron is kind of nutty. If you do things like Troll Stronghold to get access to making Lore Runes and Lost City to make Cosmics, you can kind of just like go get yourself set up for Mage Training Arena and then just blast that out and get Bones to Peaches for the Diary, train magic along the way, and leave with a Rune Pouch now, which is a lot nicer than what it used to be. Are you switching? You want... Oh, you are not. I did it early. We'll take the delay. That's actually kind of fun, though. More chill ham storage room, too. Not having to deal with pickpocketing and, like, getting caught and failing, and... It's kind of sick. Am I getting, like, actually kind of... Might actually have to flick Piety for this. Oh, that's not good. Please die before I run out of prayer. Thank you. What's the plan with the Dragon Hunter Lance? I am going to go take that thing to Chambers, and... Oh. I will take that thing to Chambers of Xeric, and I will take it to, Araxor, because I can still use it on Crush for Araxor, and... I'll probably use it at a whole bunch of places that I can use it for Crush. Like, it's going to be my best thing to use at Tecton. I'm just going to enjoy having something that is actually good for Dragonbane too. I could use it as an excuse to go to the Myths Guild and do some AFK dragon killing down there and do some, like, Sinister Offering for some additional prayer. I do not need these. The big plan, though, is just having it for Chambers so I can sit on the melee hand when doing small teams. So if doing things like trios with friends, or like 3+4s or 4+3s or whatever, and being able to actually chill with it. Sounds good? Yeah. I have no charges left. Which also means I don't think I have charges on my... What time is it? Yeah, no, I do not have any charges left on that either. Let's go buy some Alk Runes. I am very much ready. I think that's over 1,000 Dragon Bones now, too. How many are bagged right now? Oh, it already is over 1,000. Let's go. I can now get rid of you. Yeah, and I can just go grab some vials and then... The 16k max stack is some time. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna be really happy. As soon as I get 99 farming, I may just, like, dump a bunch of these remaining lore runes into my Nexus. Because I don't really have many things in my Nexus right now, because I've never really had much of a need for it. Yeah, 16k runes, yeah. But I've never really had much of a use for this yet, and it's still not, like, upgraded to the crystalline one either, so it's kind of like, whatever. But, farming cape being, like, a cheeky, quick way to get the farming guild, which has a spirit tree, to my POH. Being able to replace at least the dust runes, and maybe even the lore runes entirely, out of my looting bag for something else, would be kinda nice. I know I could just go and get, I could just go and get construction, but... where's the fun in that? I also love the extended zoom. Straight up just playing from space. Also means I can, like, zoom into the point of, like... Such a great plugin. Not a crane operator yet. I will not be doing cranes. Like, I did them very briefly, and by very briefly, I did them for about, I think, like, an hour. And it just was not for me. I can see why some people do it, but for me, it was just like, no. Like, I get why it'd be appealing, especially now with the changes. It's definitely not appealing, and people that, like, do it now, it's kind of like... having to cut your own logs and do whatever, or, like... hopping worlds to buy planks from Morton, instead of just being able to stock it with, like, a main. But if you tick manipulate trees, you can get, like, decent rates still, and just, like, all that. It's like, if I'm gonna do that much effort for construction, I might as well just do, like, mahogany homes and just tick manipulate teaks on Fossil Island while I do it. Which I'm not gonna do either. Because I kind of don't care about stuff like that. I'd much prefer to just, like, vibe and chill through it. Like what? Skilling-wise, I feel like... I definitely feel like smithing is still going to be my, like, hard sort of... Teaks on Great Conch, another Great Fish. True. But it's like, as a whole, like, even, like, pre-70, construction for, not Valamor. The Song of the Elves. If you were to do, like, where are you, Prifdinus? There you are. So if you don't have access to Prifdinus and you want to still do, like, construction training early on, and you have your teaks and stuff here in the sawmill here, but you can also go to, like, Valamor and use this one here, this AJP one, and there's teaks right here. And then you can use the fairy ring to go to, like, the Auburn Vale, sawmill. Which is, like, from here just to here. If you don't have the Ring of Elements, that's, like, kind of good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, it does feel like option-wise for, like, stuff, and, like, if you want to do different ways and different methods early on, especially, like, on a fresh account now, it does feel like there's so many more new ways that you can train an account. And considering the amount of time they've spent on, like, fleshing out the mid-game now and, like, the early game, it's kind of nice. I know a lot of people complain because they're like, oh, we've not had, like, a bunch of, like, endgame content releases, or we've not had this, or we've not had this. But as a whole, for, like, the health of the game, it kind of feels like it's in a really good place early on now. Like, things like Hunter, which were previously just, oh, go and do salamanders or chins. Just goes to ad-lib. Yeah. Like Hunter, it used to be just go do... You either sit and do, like, chins for, like, a week and tick-manip chins, or lazily catch chins, or you do salamanders. And that was just all Hunter was. It kind of fucking sucked. So the fact that we now have the Hunters Guild, Hunters Rumors, the fact that they've connected hunting and crafting together, especially like with the golem crafting. There's so many. It feels like hunting feels like Hunter and crafting are like in really nice places now. Fishing with the new trawling stuff, with like the fishing spots in the ocean that you can AFK and chill at, are really nice. Mining, we obviously have like stars to AFK, amethyst to AFK. Agility's nice now, especially with the changes for Sepulchre. Like, it feels like a lot of skills are like getting to a point now where they're in like really nice places, and overall things feel like they're in a pretty like good spot when it comes to progression-wise and the options you have. There's no variation of choice to your route. Yeah. The fact that now you have so many options, if you want to train... If you want to train, like, Herblore early on... Oh, hello, Radio. Sorry, hello, Radio Alt. Yeah, it does feel like, for an early account now, even for, like, mid-game, to be quite honest, like, for me... Like, I'd be able to do, like, a bunch of different stuff still. Yeah, don't get it twisted. Yeah, it's clearly a different Radio right there. I'm not Radio, I'm simply an alt. Your alternative Radio. Yeah, I will say, as a whole, like, things like the run energy changes, like, everything else, everything feels really good now. I don't find myself running out of energy just to, like, run between a few places, or even when I'm carrying a bunch of garbage. Oh, bad timing for me. First kill of the trip and I'm already Venom. No. But yeah, sort of the options we have now, especially if you want to have like fun with it and mix things up, you can. Like I think next week, more of the changes come, more of the sweep up changes, so the aerial fishing changes are coming. I think it's next week, like the 18th or something they said, so this week actually. I think it's aerial fishing. What was it the friggin' post said? Let me see. Let me not die while I'm checking the friggin' post that they made. What was this post? Search for old school. Run away. Oh, that was it. So, hunter improvement. So, on August 19th, the next batch come through for the sweep up changes, and we've got hunter improvements for falconry, chompy, traps and more, birdhouse rebalancing, aerial fishing. Oh, and the abyssal lantern is going to be usable outside of Guardians of the Rift, too. Oh, I might have biffed this. No music? I need to figure out what I can and what I can't use, because I don't want to get in trouble. I wonder if they'll ever rebalance crafting and smithing. Fletching so that you aren't, for example, crafting rune armor at 90 plus. I kinda hope so. Like, I genuinely really hope. It seems like smithing is one of the very few skills that is now in a very wonky position. Oh, there should be in-game music playing. Can you guys not hear it? If you can't hear it, just let me know. I'll double check my settings after this kill. One, two, three. It's almost inaudible, very quiet. Oh, I'm dead. I looked away and missed the, Who we got here? We got Hagrid. I looked away for like a split second. At least getting back isn't a problem. CIR. I'll blame that death on radio. That's fine. But yeah, I feel like fletching is in one of those... Fletching is a weird one because... It's not in a bad place, it's just kind of garbage to train. You're either bank standing or you're doing it, like, while doing other stuff. Crafting's kind of in a neat spot now, thanks to, like, them giving a lot of use to a lot of the, hunter furs, which previously had just no use. And then we have, smithing, which, yeah, like you say, it's... Smithing is one of those, so I don't like smithing purely because if you were to look at, like, other... You can make Oathplate at 83. You can make a Noxious Halberd at 72. Confliction Gauntlets, best in slot magic gloves, by the way, at 70. But a rune plate body is 99. I understand why it is, from, like, the lore perspective of things and how it's, like, supposed to be the hardest thing to create and things, but when we look at things like Crystal, which is 74, or you look at, like, other, and you've got, like, you can make so much more, like, stuff. You can make Dragon at 90. Why can we make Dragon Plate Body at 90, which, bearing in mind, requires Dragon Slayer 2 and access to a special forge to be able to make? Meanwhile, Rune Armor you just make on a budget Billy anvil anywhere in the world. They said they're adding new stuff to the skills where they think they should be available, but the core items just haven't been revamped yet. Yeah, that definitely feels like that's the case. That definitely feels like that is, like, the case with it when it comes to, Oh, I didn't change my spellbook. Definitely feels like that is the case when it comes to, say, like, smithing as a whole. I think the sailing release kind of made that a little bit more, prominent too. Like, the boat facilities, like... You can make dragon stuff at 92. Or you can make, like, all the rosewood stuff, like, incredibly high, which requires, like, a bunch of dragon components, like dragon nails, dragon sheets, like, core boat parts. 97 to make a dragon keel, and it's only 85 per rune. But then, if you, like, you need, so to make the large keel parts, like, what's the level, what level did they put it at? They put it at 86. So it's kind of like, it feels weird that, like, the old stuff, like rune claws, no use. It's just, everything is just alks at this point, and it feels very iffy that they're in such, like, a funky position. It'll be nice to see what they do. It'll be nice if they can figure out a way to make it make sense without... I think the biggest thing that they can't do is start messing with, if they mess with the item prices of stuff, I think that's when things will get a little bit, like, fucky. But until then, like, I guess it is just a waiting game, just to see what they do. I might keep this out, actually, instead of the, imbued heart. Oh, son of a bitch, I forgot to change my spellbook again. Where am I going? Let's change back to the standard spellbook, and then let's go to... I can just do this now too. Here's me thinking I'm going to get through like 70 kills, but then I got sidetracked with farming stuff, and then sidetracked by other stuff, and then dying. So I'm like, I think I'm like 18 kills into this instead of being like 40. So let's keep out the Hallowfell, because I can AFK stuff with that. How much room do we have in the bag? Nothing. It is very full now. Let's throw everything where we can just keep it out of the way. Like, what don't I need? That can go there. I'll keep that there, that there, that there. They can move down. Burning clovers. But I feel like I'm missing something. Am I? Am I missing something? The fuck? 1, 2, 3, 4... No, I'm not missing anything. Okay. My brain's just fried. Let us switch back. Yeah, if I keep a hold of the Hallowfell, if I get a task I can chill with and just like blast things with the big funny sword in like my downtime between Hydra tasks, then I'm gonna do that. I really hope they never fix this. I really hope it just forever stays like off screen and just is like stupidly long. Alright, let's go grab some tatties and grab another couple of prayer pots and let's go stab a few more Hydra. I'm going to detour for Hallowfell. It looks so fun on Budget Slayer like me. It really does. It looks like it's going to be very fun for stuff like just chilling for things like Dagonoth tasks in the catacombs and stuff too. Like, I will happily just, like, slap things with that in the catacombs, because I still need a good amount of, ancient shards for my Emberlight. So making those would actually... Making that as, like, an AFK thing would be kind of nice to do, actually. What did Dury send me? Oh, that is funny. I don't know about you guys, but like whenever I see whenever I see thumbnails, especially for like, oh, hello. Whenever I see thumbnails, especially for, like, stuff that I like to watch, if they're just, like, AI thumbnails, it really just, it just makes me kind of immediately want to, like, right-click ignore channel and, like, do not recommend, like, content from that person. Like, a big thing, like, in the old-school RuneScape, like, official Discord, is a lot of the stuff you see is just, like... It's just, like, fully just AI generated. Doesn't look like RuneScape. Doesn't, like, isn't even remotely RuneScape-esque looking. And just kind of looks shit. Like, I'd much prefer to, like... Like, I'm not the biggest fan of, like, the Blender-style thumbnails. But, like, I do them. Because I kind of like learning how to do them. I know it's like, they're not like everyone's like favorite like cup of tea, and then people are sort of like, they either like them or they don't. But I feel like at least like putting a little bit of effort into them and like learning how like the software works and learning like the creator crafted plugin and stuff like that, like you can throw like just like bones everywhere. Or you can like relocate the bones. Like, there's so many, like, fun plugins you can use for stuff, and... I don't have a strong opinion on AI, I just care about content, but I get it. Yeah. I think from, like, a creative standpoint, the knowledge of things being created with, like, mostly stolen content, and them being trained on things without people's permission and stuff, and it's never really sat right with me. So when people are like, hey, I made this, and it's AI generated, and you can tell that it's got a similar style to somebody else's artwork, and it's like, you didn't make it. Like, AI is good in other ways. Like, there's, like, non-generative AI is good in a lot of, like, scenarios and, like, places, and... But yeah, it's one of those funny topics. I just don't think we should be, like, throwing as much, like, money and shit into it, though, when it could be spent on things that are actually useful, like, right now for people. Hey, there we go, nice and dead. It only took one potato. I use all the time for coming recipes and making an easy to understand shopping list, Lamar. Great use of water. That's what I mean, it's like, some stuff, like, I guess, like, for some people it's, like, handy. But in my head it's like... Yeah, I don't know. I'm very set in the ways of thinking that it's making people a lot less able to think critically for themselves in a lot of ways. Like, some of the arguments on, like, the old school subreddit, like, one of the most recent ones was there were two people arguing about UIM death mechanics. And they were both completely wrong. And someone was like, hey, guys, we can't use Chambers of Xeric as a death bank. Like, that's just not a thing. And one of the guys was just like, I used AI to, like, respond to you because it was, like, the only... It was, like, all you are worth me to use, and the AI was wrong, and the guy was basically backpedaling and was like, oh, the point was, like, even though it was wrong, it, like, got my point across. It's like, no... You, like, the whole, like, critical thinking side of things feels like it's just, like, gone out the window in that sense. Or, like, we had a guy wipe his UIM because he asked, is Perilous Moons a safe quest? And it said yes. So he did it death banks and lost 1.1 million blood runes. Like, there's literally a wiki you can check for, like, stuff like that, and you can just go and actively, like, seek out this information instead of relying on something that may just hallucinate an answer. Like, in that case, it just straight up told him that it was safe. So he died and lost everything. Still arguably one of the funniest wipes, though, because, holy shit, we have one of the best wikis in the entire, like, world when it comes to games. It's such an in-depth, like, really well done, and, like, really well maintained and, like, well-moderated wiki. Like, we get new content, it gradually, like, works towards, like, being updated constantly for things like drop rates and, like... And instead of just going there and using it, you're like asking, hey, fucking Grok, can you fucking slap me in the face and call me silly and make me lose my content? As new UIM recently, I quickly learned that the Google AI is actual dog shit. I always check the wiki and the AI was wrong so many times. It really is. It's... And it kind of is a big tell in of itself with how bad it is for stuff like that. Because all it would have to do was pull from the wiki. The wiki is insanely well done, insanely well managed, and, like, insanely detailed. And it still gets the information wrong. So that in of itself should tell you more than anything. I think that was magic? Yeah. What KC are we up to? You know what? I think I'll probably go up to like 900 plus KC tonight then, and then call it. Or maybe just get like all the way through this task. We'll see how things go. education system failing the new generation too. Or they just aren't engaging with it, not sure which, probably both. Yeah, I think it was left... It's been left unregulated for so long as well. Why people could just use it for things like doing exams, or doing final papers, or just using it in ways that just... It's not being used as a tool to learn, it's being used as a tool to cheat and try and skip through things that you really shouldn't be. Like, if you're at uni for, like, your nursing, or, like, something important like engineering, nursing, teaching, and you're resorting to asking, like, Grok or Copilot or Claude or something for answers to information. Like, if I went to the, like, see a doctor, and they were like, hey, what's wrong? And I'm like, hey, I have pain here. And they whip out fucking ChatGPT, and they're like, well... and, like, throw my symptoms in there. I feel like I would just fucking leave. Because holy shit, I can do that from home. If I wanted to find out that I was dying of 300 different types of cancer from the internet, I would Google search it and find out for myself. Oh, everything is very full now. This is a very short trip, because everything is just a bunch out. Just drink raw milk. So, that's like such a weird thing, like, to me. And it's such a funny thing too, because it's like, what are we doing? It's like the people that are like, I'm on a carnivore diet, and I only eat raw meat. Or like, I only eat meat. It's like, motherfucker, what are you doing? But yeah, the raw milk stuff to me is just insane. Like, yes. I will drink and consume unpasteurized milk that is riddled with bacteria that will, like, if I feed to a child, will have the high likelihood of killing a child. Like, come on. I understand people having lack of, like, trust in, like, their governments and stuff, but stuff like that, where it's like, come on, man. I don't know, some of the conspiracies and, like, the whole, like... I think the big thing to, like, note is... whenever people say stuff like, oh, you shouldn't be drinking pasteurized milk, you shouldn't be drinking this, you shouldn't be eating this, I feel like 99% of the time, probably 99.9% of the time, it's just somebody trying to sell you something. And give them long enough to keep talking. They are just like, hey, you should buy my supplements, or you should buy this, or buy this. Or buy my health course, or some bullshit. And it's less about the actual, like, oh. Not good. We live those. Where's the ping grapher? Let's throw the ping grapher somewhere, just so I can keep an eye on that, see where that, like, spikes up. It looks like the ping grapher just isn't working. That's good. Oh, there it is. Give me your finest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 nature runes, please. Do not alk. Thankfully, I have my item warnings on, so I wouldn't be able to alk like all my stuff. People who turn those off genuinely terrify me. Is that everything I need? Yes, it is. Let's go back. Do a cheeky spellbook swap. I wouldn't mind having more inventory space if I'm quite honest. What could I technically get rid of right now? Not really anything at this point in time. So I have my like 2000 snape grass. But I also do have like 133 more runners to grow. Most people don't know this, but drinking pasteurized milk causes lag spikes. But buy my book and I'll teach you how to avoid it. Okay, but actually, Vic. You should buy my book to learn old school RuneScape tips and tricks, like drinking raw milk. Wait, what did Dury just send me? It's someone saying GG's died sailing. Okay, that's kind of funny. Oh, but he died to the crystals on his, that's kind of funny. I gotta admit, it's kind of sad to see how Bodhi's hardcore died earlier. Bud really got hit with just the off-prayer hit and just got slapped. I wonder who this was. Definitely isn't my stuff, is it? No. Let me in! You gonna hit me with mage? Mage, let's go. You know what, we're just gonna stand over here. We don't need to drag you anywhere. Maybe we nearly did need to drag you somewhere. How you doing though, Vic? How's things going for you on your end? For me it is a Hydra, and more Hydra at the moment. So we're like 20 KC away from 900. It's like, what, 1000 KC, roughly, for the, to go on rate for the claw. So I think we're at the point now where I'm coming to accept that I'm probably going to go dry for this thing. And all the time I spent saying that I wanted that is biting me in the ass. Got myself a dragon hook a little bit ago. Nice! Still need to go grab 2 dragon hooks. I got my 2 dragon cannons incredibly early. I think it was like 138 KC at Veiled Krakens for my 2 dragon cannons. Which, disgustingly spooned. But I didn't get as lucky when killing the Great Whites when I was doing those for a little bit, so I ended up moving away from them. This might be a PB. That felt kind of good. Or at least it's close to my PB. It was nowhere near. Never fucking mind. There's a new Great White safe spot near Spot Worms Craig. Ah, is it a good one? Are you able to trap like multiple of them as well? I may have to take a peek at that one. Or is it just like similar to the other spot where you can sort of like trap one on like both sides? They can sneak in, but it's good for attacking a bunch. Ah, neat. That's kind of fun. Having a second spot for that at least means it's not going to be like crazy, like cramped and crowded just at the one spot anymore. I will say though, it's kind of fun to see that the I think it was the Great White Shark. Oh. That didn't even show as a ping spike, it was just straight up just lag. Interesting. I need to swap my cannons around so I have one on each side. Yeah. I mean, hey, at least you can just buy the facility bottles now. So moving stuff around isn't, like, actually just a pain in the ass now. It's actually pretty easy. Come on, big money, no whammies phase. Nope. One, two, three. Yeah, I think it was both the Great White Shark. I think most of my sailing guides have now got like 10k plus views, which is kind of fun. It's kind of fun to see that like some of those stuff like really do pick off like quite like over time. They just keep just like accumulating more and more views. It's very fun to see. It's very much just another funny, just like, watching number go up. Yummy bones. Not sure what started the raw milk convo, that's why I logged in, but it's funny watching people learn that their grandma boiling the raw milk was pasteurizing it. Okay, but actually, people are just... It blows my mind how sort of dense people have become to things like that. The fact that, yeah, the fact that people think that, like, pasteurization is some form of, like... It's like, yeah, it is, I guess you could say it's a chemical reaction of heating the milk. But you are quite literally just heating and then cooling it. So it's like, what the fuck? So when people are like, I bought raw milk and took it home and now I boil it before I use it, it's like, congratulations. You're a fucking idiot. What was it that... Oh yeah, so the Vampire Kraken's got 11k, the Shark one's got 11k. Episode 1 of the UAM series has got like 7k nearly. It's fun to see those numbers go up. Oh, I should have moved you all the way over here. Whoops. I prefer raw hamburger. Oh, hell yeah. It's like the whole, like, carnivore diet and stuff like that. Like, what are we doing? What's the UAM banking guide? What's the UAM banking guide one at? Give me 2 seconds to kill this guy. If by the banking one you mean like the looting bag stuff and like all the tips for that sort of stuff, I don't actually know. Let me take a little peek. I am on the wrong path. There we go. The UAM storage one's like nearly 2k views, which is kind of fun. Smurf must be from Wisconsin. Oh no. What do you mean by that, Vic? Oh, holy shit. I have like the full fit. How long a kill would take in this? We're in actual just like insane gear right now. Dry sarcasm. Oh. I should probably actually leave. I think I may die this kill. Because I don't have... Yeah, I should probably dip. I don't have enough to tank one hit. I forgot which holiday it is, but Wisconsin Public Health needs to come out each year reminding people not to eat raw ground beef. I'm sorry, what? Let me see. I'm gonna quickly look that up. Wisconsin raw ground beef. Raw ground beef sandwiches. What the fuck? Raw ground beef is famously used to make a traditional holiday dish called a cannibal sandwich or tiger meat, which consists of raw minced beef served on rye bread or crackers with raw onion, salt, and pepper. At least it's not raw pork. That's ghastly, what the fuck? Yeah. Alright, let me quickly touch the pool real quick so I don't actually die. So what does it say? Yeah, no, that just sounds actually just like vile. It actually comes from a German raw pork sandwich. Yeah, it seems like it comes from like Europe and Germany and stuff as a whole, but it's basically just steak tartare. But Yeah. No. I'm good. The fact it's called a cannibal sandwich is, it's like, come on. Yeah, it literally says here, try it with precaution. Not all cannibal sandwiches are created equal, and the USDA would prefer that no one participated in the holiday treat at all. Dr. Zorba Pasta, a longtime cannibal sandwich fan and public radio host, said that while there are always risks with eating cannibal sandwiches, there are steps you can take to lower it. Yeah, buddy, you can cook the fucking bee. Oh, that is... Actually, ooh... UIM, perhaps? No, he has a dragon crossbow. Pop you in the bag, and then just Alks for the rest of that. I will say there's like... all countries have like kinda ass food. Sometimes like we have the dreaded jellied eels in the UK. Never had them, never will. They look actually just rancid. But some people like them, and some people like swear by it, so... I wonder if they have lutefisk in actual Sweden, or if it's just Swedish-American thing. Dare I ask what lutefisk is, Vic? What's it called? Not entirely sure. I fortunately don't have any Swedish ancestry, so I haven't had to try it. Lutefisk. Prepared as a seafood dish of several Nordic countries, it is traditionally part of a Christmas feast Norwegian Yule board. It's dried white fish, usually cod, but sometimes ling or burbot, cured in lye. Made from aged stockfish or dried and salted cod, the fish takes gelatinous texture after being rehydrated for days prior to eating. Smells very smelly fish dish. This kind of gives off the same vibes as, like, is it surströmming or like surströmming or something? It's surströmming, like the fermented herring, I think it is, isn't it? Which is like, whenever you see people open up a tin of that stuff, they just immediately just start either like vomiting or just gagging uncontrollably. Sounds like it's right up my alley, surströmming. Yeah. Some actual just like kind of crazy food. Let's remove strumming and the Wisconsin fucking cannibal sandwich from my search history real quick. Let's start getting targeted ads for fermented herring and fermented fish. Right, what do we have left? It's almost midnight, I guess. I guess I hit, like, maybe 2 more trips here. Cut this down to, how close are we? Yeah, 17 kills, I think. I think if we end at 900 KC, just sort of, like, flat, it's probably a good place to end off for tonight. Then I need to go to bed, to have work in the morning. I feel like I should just have this on block, if I'm honest, and just work towards... It's like not that much different DPS-wise. I think it's like tiny, like, point-something difference than the aggressive stab, using it on defensive. And I might as well train up my defense. Oh, I got... Run! But I mean, hey, if I can finish Hydra before, what, before 98 Slayer, that'd be really nice. So I don't know how difficult it's going to be to get more, Araxor tasks compared to the silly little guys that I'm currently, like, getting. Like, Hydra seems to be at least a somewhat easy task to get from quite a few different ones now. Especially Mortimer. He's been, like, actually just straight up just hooking me up. Oh, 9. That, you know what? I'll take that. Relatively quick first entry kill. And now we just have to hope and pray that I don't get absolutely ripped because I used a bunch of food that kill. Magic? Yay, let's go. As long as I can avoid getting poisoned, I should be able to get like 6 kills, 7 kills this trip unless I get supply drops. And I pray the right thing. That would help. Run away! I think that was a switch. Yeah, it was. Let's go. Bad time to tab out. Bad time to tab out. No! There we go. Not even close. My ping is a little bit erratic right now, so that probably explains why I've been having like the little like DC stuff, but it'd be nice if it wasn't doing all this shit. Come on, buddy. Give me a big hit. One more, maybe? Oh, I was zoomed out, and I'm gonna get hit off right now. Yeah. I've been hit by quite a few, like, big, like, lag spikes. I think it's just the worlds at the moment, because it's not actually, like... That's just me just sucking. Tanking, like, 3 poison hits. I was scared on that first big lag spike you were going to reappear to a clog and 0 health. That would... actually just be incredibly sad, because it would either have been Dragon Throne Axes, the Claw, or the Pet. The Pet would be fine. I would be more than happy to get the Pet. But to get anything else that way would be just genuinely just depressing. Like, I've had a few, KC, this task so far. I think it's been probably 2 where I've teleported last second because of poison, just so I don't die here. And, I've killed Hydra at the same tick. So I've had, like, 2 kills where I've just not seen the loot. But I've not had collection log pop-ups, so... I've not been, yeah. That did happen to me during leagues, though. While I was doing General Grado, I was using the Evil Eye to teleport outside to, like, get the kills quicker. And I AFK'd a little bit too long, and I got a BCP from one of the minions as I teleported out. And then it took me, I think it was like 400 or 500 KC to get, like, an actual second BCP that I could equip for the task. I'm normally very good about avoiding situations like that and trying to be, like, very careful about it. But in leagues, I was just like, eh. Water, air mage, go burr. Bando's dead, I'll just leave, it'll be fine. But I, like, auto-retaliated one of the generals and just, like, nuked him and immediately got the drop. Oh, I need a prey range. Yeah, I can feel myself making silly mistakes because I'm getting sleepy. What do we got? More grimy schlanterdimes. Yeah, I'd be terrified of, like, leaving. Like, watching the boss die and seeing, like, something appear on the floor. Or, like, double dying. That'd be incredibly sad, too. I wonder if they'd ever consider leagues where you're a different account type. I don't know. I feel like one of the big, like, appeals of leagues is, like, people having the ability to just be an Iron Man. I feel like trading in leagues would be kind of funky. Nothing's going to be really worth anything. Because everything is just so readily available, and if you take farming relics, you just have infinite supplies, and if you have herbal or stuff, you have infinite supplies. So I feel like trading in leagues would be kind of not pointless, but well, I guess actually, yeah, kind of pointless. Purely because of the state that it'd be. I will say, I was saying this to Dury yesterday. I'm very, very curious if the next league, if they're gonna go some form of card route with it, with the card packs and the card opening stuff. And like having like cards related to your regions that you can unlock. Because they have been pushing the card stuff, like, very heavily. And they are, like, actively in touch with the guy making it. So it's kind of like... It kind of feels like they want to do something with it. I was thinking more of a How Karai Man play until you die. Wouldn't be a true league, more a special one-off mode. I could see that happening. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. I feel like that'd have a lot of issues, because I feel like it'd be plagued by similar issues to what last league was. Which is, even though people had straight up just a bunch of decisions they could make, and a bunch of resets they could make, people were still somehow running out of resets. Because it seems like as soon as people are given the ability to have some form of free will, they just somehow just bottle it. Cardlock could get rid of the need to choose regions. True. Cardlocked League would be interesting if you could... I feel like, whereas here, where we have like just the one pack, and there being just like only the one kind of pack that you can open, it's just the standard pack. They would have to have, like, I guess, region-specific packs. So Misthalin, Mauritania, Kurend, Valamor, like, and you could only get certain items from those regions, from those packs. But you could have just a general sort of credits, like we do with these, where you could just open whatever. And then opening would give you, like, a chance at something within that region. It'd be a fun way of doing it, honestly. It'd be interesting. I feel like they'd have to do a lot of work for that to be not viable, but just good. Purely based on if you can just get locked out of... Oh, free crystal impling, let's go. If you could just get completely locked out of content, that'd kind of just blow absolute chunks. Holy moly, that is 7 amulets of power. That is not worth alking. Standard. They could also do pack types, like combat NPC item. Yeah, there's a bunch of like ways they could do it. It does make me wonder if they are like actively talking or thinking of doing a OSRS like official TCG, like official packs. Because God knows they would make an absolute boatload of money if they were to do that. And you know they love money. Alright, I'm gonna do one more trip, and we'll see how it goes. I know I said I'd finish at 900, but it's like 5 to midnight, and I gotta get up at like 5, so... I wanna get like at least like 5 hours sleep. Where are we going? Down here. Yeah, the options they would have for a league for, like, something that's not just, oh, it's area locked. Like, I was really disappointed. If I'm, like, being, like, really honest, I was incredibly disappointed with how the previous league was handled. The whole thing being Yama's sort of game, but then Yama having absolutely no input in anything. Like, between friends, I was, like, speculating, like, maybe, like, halfway through the league, we get, like, a big update, or they give us access to, Misthalin. And we have, like, Echo Yama, or, like, Echo, like, Yama, like, a full, like, big fight or something. But just nothing ever came. And the whole thing of Yama being, like, the leader of, or, like, being, like, the ringleader of the whole league, and being in control, and kind of went out the window when he had zero involvement at all in anything. Son of a bitch. Like, it could have been really good. Instead, we just got... If you didn't pick Zaya, you just didn't even fight Yama, and it was meant to be his, like, whole thing. There was also no thematic stuff outside of his lair. Yeah, there was nothing. Like, the overall, like, idea was solid. Like, it was very good. It felt like it could have been, like, really fun, and, like, a lot, like, they could have leaned into it quite a lot. But then we just had no interaction with Yama throughout the entire league. The whole point, like, the whole interaction you had with him was if you picked Zaya, you had to hope that you didn't end up in, like, the shoal mine, mining the shale or whatever it's called, because that stuff was awful to do even on leagues. Could have been random fires, demons in areas, and Aristal. Yeah. Yeah, they should have done so much more, but it felt like they put all of their time into the demonic packs instead, which, as interesting as they were, weren't related to Yama in the slightest. So it wasn't that he was, like, not in control, or not, like, the, like, I guess, like, the master of the game that was being played. He was just kind of just there in, his little lair that was somewhere under Valamor for some reason. Even though it seemed like his whole thing was being underneath the church in Lumbridge. It felt very... It felt like they had a really good idea that they could have ran with, and then they just didn't. Which was a shame. But then again, I feel like they kind of do that with a lot of content, where it'll release in an okay condition or an okay state, and then they're very, very good at gradually giving it updates to get it in a very good position afterwards. Rattle me bones! An island league of some sort could be cool. I feel like that would require a lot of planning on their end, which would be a lot. Like, I feel like they could have added sailing less league. It feels like there was kind of no reason for it not to be. Like, all you'd have had to do is, oh, do Gwyneth glide 50 times, or some bullshit. It'd have just have had, like, a mixture of what would essentially be agility tasks of doing a course a bunch of times, or salvaging, like, certain things up or something. My hopes of a reasonable card game have been, like, absolutely just dashed, though, because of the, what is it, like, $150 Monopoly board that they released. Like, I'm gonna be real, I saw that they had a puzzle that was like £25 or £23, and I was like, oh, it'll probably be like £35 or like £40, and it's $49.99. And it's like £60 with shipping. And then if you're in the US, it's like 140 or something, and it's kind of just insane. For a very lackluster looking board with, yeah, I don't know. For collaborations and stuff like that, I feel like if they're going to do them and charge as much as they are, it feels like at least a little bit more effort could have been put into it. If they didn't actually, I could see them doing something digital like Hearthstone. Yeah. I think it was, I think Dury mentioned the Hearthstone's, like, styled like game last night, too. Don't know how they could compete with an IRL one. Yeah. I feel like they'd struggle for, like, a big, like, actual physical card game. They'd need to, like, actually have something to build around, which they don't really have right now. But yeah, a digital one would be probably fine, but I'd be curious how they would monetize it, honestly. Would you have to pay per pack? Would it be, like, whatever? Like... And if that's the case, like, I'm not gonna touch it with, like, a 10-foot pole. They'd have to do something like, monthly sub. The thing is, if they were to release a trading card game, like a physical where you could rip packs and stuff, they would have to do something like what they do with Yu-Gi-Oh! Which is, they just never stop printing them. So there is never a scarcity in certain cards. There's never, like, limited time runs of stuff. There's just... the cards just... like, if you want to get the cards, they're just dirt cheap, so you can actually just straight up play the game. You've not got people being... well, I say people. You've not got full-grown adults being absolute just, like, freaks and spending thousands of dollars to, like, artificially inflate the price of a fucking card game. Which they would 100% have issues with if they did a limited time run. Like, there's already enough, like, things with, like, scalpers and stuff, with, like, things like Pokemon and, like, the One Piece cards and baseball cards and stuff like that. We don't need another, like, card game where people can go sit at vending machines and wait for, like, 6 hours for them to be able to buy them. So, like, fucking kids can't get them. So I think it'd be a lot for them to handle without sort of, like, biffing it. I'd like to say I'd have faith in them to, like, handle it well, but I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know. Let's just choke this. Give me the bones. Just let me eat that too. Why not? If they actually wanted to branch in something card-based, a Slay the Spire style game would be best. Yeah. It depends on whether it's the JMods or if the firm that makes it. Yeah. If it was... Who even is the firm anymore? Is it still the Carlyle Group or whatever it was called? I think it is the... Oh, CVC Partners and some other investment firm. CVC Capital Partners and Haveli Investments. But yeah. If it was down to the JMods, I'd assume it'd be like some like fun, quirky little actual physical good card game, but if it's, hey, how much money can we make from this? From like higher ups, they would just milk it for everything they can, and yeah. I think that was shown by a $100 Monopoly board. Or the fact that we still don't have multiple accounts on a single membership. Even though it would probably like pull more people to play even more accounts if they could do that. Like having a normal account and a alternative account, like an Iron Man, a Hardcore, or an Ultimate Iron Man, or like a Bronze Man, or a Group Iron Man, or whatever, on the same membership as a normal main account, would be a really nice way of them sort of being able to sort of give people the ability to play multiple accounts without charging them what is like, what, over £20 a month for 2 accounts. That's the worst thing about the new game mode, it's Bronze Man. Oh, that's not good. Give me 2 seconds and I will read that. There we go. That's the worst thing about new game modes, about Bronze Man. If I had free alt, I'd be about it. But I'm not sinking cash into that shit. Yeah. That's, yeah. I'm not going to be one of these people that's like, ha ha ha, I'm going to throw a bunch of money at this game, because it's already, like, getting expensive to play. And arguably, the amount we get, I don't want to be one of these people, but we don't get that many, like, content updates as we used to. And I think if I'm being honest, I think we're kind of past the point of being like, it's a small team, it's a small company. Jagex sold for like over £1 billion, like, was it £1 billion or £2 billion? How much was Jagex sold for? Approximately $1.1 to $1.15 billion. They're not like a small company anymore. They're not this like tiny little, we're trailblazing the way with like an old style MMO. It's a huge fucking company. They'll sell multiple account bundle specials before they do that. Sort of crazy that they came out with RS3 leagues and didn't make the ability to play it while also in your regular account. I saw something about RSS having more subs than WoW now. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Like, I know I've never played WoW, but from what friends have said, WoW does have content droughts. We don't really have content droughts in this game, so to say, like, so to speak. We have... I guess unless you're like one of these people that is like fully finished with like 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess if you're one of these people that's like fully finished and you're like, you only play a main or you play a really late game iron and all you have left to do is clogging, then you're gonna be like, you're gonna be one of these people that's out of content to do. But being realistic, what percentage of the player base is that? It's not gonna be many. Yeah, with WoW, you play the new raid, wing, mythicals, plus season, finish content you want to do, wait till the next big release of the expect. Yeah. From what, like, I think it was Major. Was it Major, or this might have been someone else was saying? Like, it doesn't seem very... It's like when we had the big, like, whole, like, big boom of WoW players that were playing. UAM Discord? No. So you can only change it to, high score notifications. I've set mine to just specifically Ultimate Iron Man. You can only change it to, like, the leaderboards within the, like, the official leaderboard high scores. So just having it as an Ultimate Iron Man just makes sense. But yeah, we had like that big boom of WoW players that started playing, which was because they straight up just did have a content drought. Because they just didn't have anything. Which is, like, fair enough. And probably a few of them did stay. Like, what does it say right now on the OSRS homepage? If I were to go there, it tells us that there's currently 129,000 people playing, which is kinda nuts. Let's drop you, drop you. I'm gonna do the spooky tech of drop my pots on the floor. Like, Final Fantasy XIV knows people come back to play the new releases, leave when they finish it and come back. They fully expect it and embrace that flow of players. Yeah, that's good. Like, if they were, like, fully aware that that's, like, how their player base is gonna be, then that's good. But then you have, like, you have, like, Brighter Shores, which is, like, 121 people are online on that right now. Like, that thing released... I feel like the boom that that game received on release was purely because it's like, oh my god, the RuneScape guy made it. Not because it was going to be full of actual, like, content, but because... oh my god, the RuneScape guy made it. Which is like... okay, whatever. But I will say, Dragon Wilds, from the updates that it's been getting constantly, it looks like it's getting in a good place now. Like, they have, like, what? They have, like, fight caves. They have, KQ. They have a bunch of SARs and everything. Right, it just released way too early. Yeah, it did. It released way too early, and they tried to charge people money to trade and set names for a game that basically didn't really exist yet. And still kinda doesn't. So it's like, huh? Like, I get that it was like a passion project, and it was meant to be like this big thing, but like there's no like substance there. Like, you cook food, not because you eat it, you cook it to sell it, and then you buy the food outside of the place that you cook it from a guy that you sell the cooked food to. Like, there is no use for food. So the skill of, like, cooking is pointless. Things like that, where it's like, what's the point? No, I see now, thanks. No problem, fam. Vic, does Dragon Balls feel like RuneScape now? I have no idea. I refuse to buy it, because I refuse to buy early access games. I will not spend money on a game that does not fully have a release or like a release date or anything. Even now that it's like being released on consoles, still not in a 1.0 state. It's meant to leave early access in September, I think it is. But if I'm being fully honest, it probably isn't. It's not going to be a full-fledged game. It's not going to be something like as well-polished as like other alternatives you could play for the price that they will charge for it. They already said that like on the full release, the price is going to go up as well. So like, what is it on Dragon Wild Steam? How much are they charging for it right now on Steam? £25. Like, does that only apply to big devs? Or are you the same for I'm the same for anyone. For any game that releases at all, Vic. Early access has gone from being small budget, tiny, like, little tiny indie, like, a small group of people that are creating a game that wants support for it, that have an actual progress and actual sort of, like, timeline for a game for they want to release, to companies like Jagex with Dragon Wilds, for, like, being an easy example, being like, hey, look, we released this in early access. A billion-dollar company releasing a game in early access, then bragging that they had 2 million sales, making a fuckload of money, and then taking an absolute age to get it into any form of, like, a full game. Early access games, like, the last thing I paid for, and, well, the last thing I pre-ordered was Cyberpunk. And that was because I was really looking forward to it. And I'd seen the release and the, like, teasers from as early as, like, 2013. And I was incredibly happy and incredibly excited for it. I saw the original, like, teaser at EGX in London when I was there for, like, I think it was college that I was there for. And, we were in the Witcher 3 booth for the CD Projekt Red reveal. They went through all the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt stuff, and then they were like, we've got a little bit of a teaser to show people. And they showed us, like, the first, like, original little, like, teaser trailer of Cyberpunk. And from that day, I was, like, really excited for it, and really looking forward to it. And then seeing the state that it was, like, they were preparing to release it in, because it wasn't CD Projekt Red's fault themselves, but being forced by their publisher to release it in an unfinished state because they had to meet deadlines. And then seeing just the buggy mess, and then it being like basically a year after release before it was in some form of good sort of state to play. It was just incredibly sad. Then I refused to like support companies that get forced or companies that do stuff like that. Like Jagex saying that, like, oh, we've had 2 million sales of Dragon Wilds. It's like, congratulations. Can you finish the game, please? Before you brag about how many things you've sold for it. Or games that, like, there's games that never leave early access, or that are in it for so long that they basically never leave it. It's something that's always sat very, like, iffy with me. It seems very cash grabby and very sort of, we want our money now, we'll put in a little less effort and take more time to develop it when we've got that money. No Man's Sky was an absolute, like, just a prime example of that. Like, the developer being like, or like the main, like, guy being like, oh, there's multiplayer. Blah, 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 like, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this, you can do all of this shit in the game. And just straight up just lying about it being a multiplayer game was quite possibly one of the funniest things ever. Because his reasoning being, the game is going to be so large that the likelihood of you meeting another player on the same planet is near impossible. And then within the first week, 2 people found the same planet, and they couldn't see each other. And then they had to come clean and be like, hey, yeah, sorry guys, it's not actually multiplayer. Like, what the fuck? But then, No Man's Sky as a whole, if you look at it now, has like a very, like, decently sized player base. Like right now, No Man's Sky's got like 10,000 active players. It gets like 13,000 like average 24-hour peak players because they continued to develop the game after the release. After they lied about it and they actually spent a bunch of time and a bunch of money to try and like make good. As they fucking should have. I buy a decent amount of incremental games in early access, but they're usually people who have been maintaining a free browser version for a while and they transition to early access. Yeah, that's fair. I'm just very much jaded to the point of I just refuse to I refuse to get excited about new games now. And I refuse to pay for them before they're released. And if they're released in a state that is not good, I will just not buy them. Like, it took until, I think, I ended up buying Cyberpunk after, like, probably like a year. Because I cancelled my pre-order, like, the day before the release when they were having all the news come out of it being, like, not in a good position and all that stuff. And I ended up buying it on sale. And it's a great game. It's a really good game now. It wouldn't have been worth what it was on release, purely for the state that it was in. It's the same with, like, No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky looks like an incredibly good game now. Like, it's got a lot of substance to it. It's what they promised, pretty much, when they, like, first released it and revealed it. But now we get to sit, because it took them so many years to actually get it to that, where it's like, most people don't really even know about it, like, that they even spent time to do that. Most people just probably assume that they abandoned it after the release because of how just poor the release was for it. Which would be a fair assumption to make, because most companies probably would do that. But yeah, Hydra, give me this stupid fucking claw. They ended up getting it into a really good spot, but it was tough for a long time. Yeah. No Man's Sky's like... I did see that I forget his name. One of the... Like, he's like the lead developer for it. He posted some, like, AI-generated, like, artwork of something to do with the game on Twitter. And a bunch of people were like, buddy, come on, you've spent all this time, like, building up a rapport with the community that have stayed and supported the game, and now you're posting shit like this. Please do not be a sign of things to come. And then, if I remember rightly, he just fucking deleted it. Uh-oh. Might have biffed it. Run! When are you doing your little wiggle? This one? Yeah. But yeah, it is a shame that, like, so early access used to mean, like, It was. You'd have early access to, like, a game that a small company was developing, and you could, like, show support for them, but it's been just completely just, like, bastardized into we can get money early and then slow down our development time. Which is, like, great. Like, I'm very much of the opinion Sailing shouldn't have released when Sailing released. It should have been probably left in the oven for 6 months or maybe even like another year. Like, they'd already spent like a bunch of time on it. There was nothing stopping them from spending another like 6 months on it to fully polish it, so the release was better with more content. We managed to support a local business Facebook group for the region, and I wanted to ban AI flyers, but we figured it would be too much detective work. You'd be surprised. It is very easy to tell. Like, it's very, very, very easy to tell most of the time, like, for stuff. Like, someone posted something in the Discord recently, and was telling us about a YouTuber that they watched, whose thumbnails recently changed. And where was it? So, his thumbnails recently changed, and he was commissioning the artwork from someone on Twitter to, like, supposedly draw his thumbnails. And his thumbnails are very, very clearly AI-generated images that were then, like, drawn over for the, like, his initial, like, what he was saying is his initial sketch. And the initial sketch is not a sketch, it was fully rendered line work. Easy to tell, hard to prove. So, it's very easy to prove, too. Especially in a lot of things. So, you can tell by... A lot of it is to do with artifacting in the actual, like, art itself. Or it's like... There's like, obvious cases. Like, missing fingers, additional fingers, like certain parts of bodies not, like, lining up properly, and, like, little bits like that. But most of the time it's getting to the point where it's going to become more difficult. But, like, if you sent me something, like, right now, Vic, I could probably... more than likely, or, like, more likely than not, tell you if it is or not, from, like, a quick little look over it. But that's probably because I'm very much into, like, all the arty-farty side of things, and being able to, like, at a quick glance, like, look at something and be like, you can tell based on certain, like, lines, or not, they're just not being lines somewhere, or they're being lines where there shouldn't be, or... Like, I'll send you a quick DM of some little bits, Vic. So this was the line work the guy was sent. Vic. That was the line work the guy was sent. Well, the guy that was making his thumbnail for him said that this was his sketch, which is very clearly rendered line work. And then this was the finished product that he sent him, which is very clearly, very, very clearly just generated. And the guy did a video where he spoke about how the guy that was creating these thumbnails did them for other people, and this was one of the examples he used where he said he couldn't find anything wrong with it. Where the guy in the red shirt clearly only has 3 fingers and a thumb, and his finger spacing holding the cup is wrong, the hand is mimicked and fully mirrored and is identical spacing between the guy on the left, his hand. His body lines don't make sense, like... There's so many things that, like, you can quickly tell that are, like, iffy. Like, a big one was, like, the foreground having, like, of the 2 characters, like, the girl holding the chicken. they're very flat, like, cel-shaded, like, colored. They're not very detailed, but then the background is insanely detailed for some reason. So an artist sent him the sketch. No, the artist sent him the sketch. Well, what he said was a sketch, which was the line work of the first image. And then the second image is what he said was he sent to the guy that paid him. But that was like his final thumbnail. That was like what he sent him. Like, I'd pull it up on stream, but because I have the thing set, like my settings set for like, there is nothing like AI generated and there's no like AI content on the stream. I think it might get me in trouble if I pull it up, but... yeah, it's very much sort of... when you can tell, you can tell. See what was the other stuff that was sent. So the guy straight up did a thing where he made a video where he was like, "Am I being scammed?" addressing the AI thumbnails. And the artist that he was buying them from was very clearly using generative AI for the artwork, the like quote artwork that he was sending to him, that he was paying for. He just seemingly just either didn't want to admit to it or just didn't, I don't know, didn't want to just like admit that he'd paid for some guy to generate thumbnails for him. Like, there is a big issue with a lot of people that will just, like, do sketching now, and then they will feed the sketch into things like Copilot or ChatGPT, and just have it fill the color for them. Or you'll have cases where people will just throw in images to try and, like, instead of just going in something like GIMP or something, and just making a very basic one, just getting it to, like, do it for them instead. And the issue with that is that, like, 90% of the shit that that's trained on is stolen material and stolen artwork. Which they don't have permission to, like, actually use to train things with. I'll finish this trip. It's already like 12:30. I should go to bed soon. Oh, don't switch yet. Oh, never mind. I was meant to. I'll be curious to see how some of these big companies will turn out training internal models for image generation for their needs. Yeah. I'm curious to see if they, well, no. There's no real, like, ethical way that they can do it at the moment. Because everything that is currently being trained is being trained on things that they don't have permission to use. So anything that comes from it is just going to be some bastardized version of whatever they're currently using. Which is being trained on the things that they shouldn't be. Suno radio ads are the worst. It has unambiguously been trained on copyrighted works as well. Yeah, I don't even know what Suno radio ads are. What's Suno? If it's on the radio, is it like music, AI music and stuff? If so, that is incredibly fucking depressing. Oh. Suno's AI song that sounds fucking miserable. I don't think... And there are a couple on the radio right now that were clearly from Suno. That is fucking depressing, man. I'm talking less of the big AI companies and more something like Adobe or something like that with a lot of their own data. I know Adobe isn't a great company and a lot of other... Yeah. I don't know. It'll be... It's gonna be a case of if they want to do stuff like that, they're gonna have to pay people. Because... They can't... It's very, like, wishy-washy. Like... There's no regulation on any of it at the moment, so they can just do whatever the fuck they want. There's just no repercussion for anything they do. And nobody will ever get in trouble for it because they're technically not doing anything illegal, it's just morally ambiguous right now. Well, it's not even morally ambiguous, it's just they're just stealing shit because they're told they're not allowed to not do it. But yeah, I would be curious to see how companies would be able to do it. But... Again... Next time I run radio ads, I feel like I'm going to specifically ask for a contract. Let me click, boss. Specifically ask for a contract that says they won't use AI to generate the ads. Yeah. I saw a thing recently that was like, Roku is running like a fully like AI generated channel that is all the shows are like AI generated shows and all of the ads are AI generated ads. And what is the fucking point? Like in being as sincere as possible. What is the fucking point? You are seeing ads for products that don't exist. And you will be seeing a bunch of stuff, of shows of people that aren't real, and... Like, it's very, very perplexing, I guess, to me, that people find that sort of stuff entertaining. I'm dead. I'm not dead. I am very much yapping, though. Ooh, Grammy Snapdragons. Where are we running over here? Yeah, I don't know. The idea of being, like, having AI music played to me makes me want to, like, blow my shit smooth off, if I'm honest. But I will say, I think I should probably end it there for the night, because it's, like, closing in on 1 AM, and I've got to be up in, like, 4 hours, 4.5 hours, so I should go get some sleep. What I will do is, for anyone that is in here that isn't in the Discord, let me throw a quick link in the chat. I think the link should let you click it if you want to hop in there at any point. There's a fair few people in there right now, but It's gradually building up, which is quite nice. But yeah, I'll call it a night for now, and I will probably do another little one tomorrow, where we'll probably, honestly, 43 Hydra, that's definitely a finish this tomorrow angle, and then probably, honestly, hope for an Araxor task instead, because I kind of want to mix it up a little bit. This will be like, what was it, 295 and 170s are like over 400 Hydra basically in a row, which would be nice to do something else. But yeah, thanks for dropping by, you guys. I really appreciate it. It's really nice to just like yap while I play, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Have a good evening or good day, and yeah, good luck on any drops that you might be going for. And yeah, byes. Where is the stop button? There it is.